Hey guys, Sunstro here, back today with another video. Like I promised, Friday. Probably a little later. Probably won't hit your sub boxes till probably 11 o'clock. My bad. I prefer dropping at 8 o'clock for everybody else. So that's probably when I'll start dropping them. But yeah, better late than never. Want to talk today about Infinite Warfare in particular. That's the gameplay you'll be seeing. I had recorded this yesterday when I was playing before the update. I was playing CTF on Frost, and man, my teammates are a big part of your game, and that's a kind of a allude into why ranked play, a league play system, is very important because when you get matched up with people who are just thrown into the game, there's two problems. One, you get a shitty game. If you play solo a lot like me, or you play with a friend like me, just one friend. You don't play with a bunch of people. You don't play with four people, or you play with three people. Whatever. When you just hop onto an arena, league play, rank play, whatever you're playing, whatever game, and you get teammates, you don't know what you're working with. But back in Black Ops 2, when it was especially at its height, very popular. Right after they had taken Plaza out of the Hardpoint Search and Destroy mix, Black Ops 2 was at a peak. Not its peak, but that's when it started to plateau with high, so many people playing league play. But anyways, so you had very good variety of players, and the division system puts you with people in your division or around your division. If you're platinum, you're playing with golds and masters, and sometimes on the off chance of silvers, you might end up with a bad person, but which isn't bad because then they get the experience with the future side. If you're bronze, you're just gonna play with bronze. You might play with the silver. You might play with the gold to see what a standout player looks like. But when you got the masters, you typically only play with masters. Sometimes you play with a platinum who's borderline gonna end up. I was very rarely played with gold unless they were teamed up with someone. You never played a gold solo player in a masters match, and there was plenty of matches where you were just playing masters. It was just you versus four other masters and three masters on your team. It was a very competitive game. I had very iconic matches on Standoff Hardpoint, Standoff CTF, Slums Hardpoint, Slums CTF. Great matches that I'll remember for the rest of my life because of how close they were. I'm talking 250 to 239. CTF matches that were always in overtime, and so and they were never blowouts. So that's kind of the trend in recent Call of Duties. Is you really just get blow up matches. It's very rare. It's very fun when you get a competitive match, even no matter what game it is, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, or Infinite Warfare. But you get these blowout matches that are just that they're remnants of public matches, and that's what I feel like. Activision, either they're trying to ease the public community into the competitive world. This is their way of trying to appease to them, trying to introduce them. But I don't think it's the right way. I really don't. Most people who are playing Call of Duty now, a good majority of them, they're too old for competitive. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to bash on anybody. But like for example, if my dad on Call of Duty, he's got bad eyesight, so he won't play it. But if he was, he's not gonna want to really play competitive. He just wants to hop on a public match, and that's the whole big paradox of Call of Duty and competitive. But the introduction to competitive kind of just it shits on people who really want to play competitive. But if you want to play competitive, you're told just go sign up for game battles. Well, game battles kind of sucks if you're not making any friends, and it's hard to get into the scene. It's hard to get started. They say, well, go play singles. Well, you play singles, and usually when you play singles, it's very rarely competitive. It's just one guy spawn trapping the other. And so that's why I believe a public competitive system is very important. But so the way they have it set up now, if you're just playing with people who are bad, it's very evident in this match. You'll see slowly throughout the match that I just can't count on my teammates. It should have been a blowout match, and I don't want to be cocky, but I really did carry most of the match. You'll see the final score. You'll see when it goes into overtime who ran the flag, and I almost won us the game when we were in overtime. But and there's flaws with this game. I'm not gonna pretend Infinite Warfare is a perfect game and that it would have been fine to play competitive. things that are in this game that make it uncompetitive. Obviously, you start off with variants. And not even supply drops. I don't give a shit about supply drops. I've never bought in supply drops, never Advanced Warfare, never Black Ops 3, but I bought them for Modern Warfare Remastered. Even though I was against the melee weapons, I think the camos are a great addition. I think, especially the way they did it. The way they did it's very different. You have some camos, and you have the weapon kits, but man, it's different. And I like those camos. I wanted those camos. They look cool. They don't look corny. So I think the way Raven Studios, I mean, really, they're shining right now. They're Treyarch Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 era. I'll tell you that. They're doing great. Infinity Ward, not the Infinity Ward most of us grew up with. But yeah, weapon variants. I don't know why that was revisited as a concept. Because Black Ops 3 saw more supply drops than Advanced Warfare, so why did they go with the Advanced Warfare version? Granted, I hate Black Ops 3's supply drops just as much, but I mean, they sold more with that system, so why they went that way kind of confuses me. It's like they took the worst of both and just threw them in there. And then another uncompetitive aspect is, the specialist or combat rigs, what they're calling. You got the payload, you got the trait. You got the character, you get to dress the character up like some kind of clown. I mean, not physically, I just mean they all look like clowns to me. You've got problems with the skinny bot. Great proportions of this game are just uncompetitive. And it's a casual game. But, my best friend, he plays casual. And, from my understanding, people just don't like, on both sides, casual and competitive, no one likes these specialists, the combat rigs, whatever you want to call them. But moving into what I was talking about earlier is the quote-unquote competition playlist. First, it doesn't stand out. I don't like the way they have it set up where you have to press R1 a couple times and you end up on this tab that happens to be the competition playlist. Why is it called the competition playlist? Like, that's the perspective thing. Think about you're starting up the game, you're a new player to the Call of Duty franchise. You ignored all of the hate. You didn't get it just because of Modern Warfare Remastered. You thought Infinite Warfare was a cool game. You wanted to get into the multiplayer system. Or maybe you've enjoyed the multiplayer system from the past couple of games. Maybe you're a jetpacker, unfortunately. It's derogatory, but let's just say you are. You boot up the game, you start it up, you get into multiplayer, you're about to go, join into your TDM, or you're about to go try that hard point game you hadn't tried, and then you notice in the top right there's the hardcore mode, there's the what's featured, what bullshit they're trying to shove down your throat today. I think there's another, I think I've got it right here, I can check real quick. You pop open find match, you've got standard, featured, or featured, standard, hardcore, whatever the fuck specialist. I think that's gun game, and yeah, gun game, no, they don't have that. Mosh Pit, Infected, Ground War. Then, you see this thing called competition. Why? Why is it called competition? Before yesterday's update, they didn't have any competition mode at all. It wasn't competitive. There was no rule sets in it. It was just 4v4. And that must have threw people off who've never have heard of competitive Call of Duty. What is competition? What are you competing for? And that's a good question. A competition means you are competing for something. I mean, you can't say you're competing for wins because that's the whole point of just the standard playlist. You're competing for wins, kills, and whatnot. So what are you competing for in this playlist that you're not competing for in the standard hardcore special playlist? You're competing for nothing. There's no rank play, there's no rank points, there's no point system, there's no divisions, there's nothing. Zilch, nada. Black Ops 2, great. Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3 Arena, what the fuck? Infinite Warfare, they're just like, they're moving away from the whole competitive thing. It's like they're slowly like wanting to kill the competitive community for some reason, which they're not, because Activision has been putting great amounts. Recently they announced a shit ton of European tournaments, which I'm so grateful for. The people out in Europe. That's just fantastic. They deserve it. I hope next year they do the same thing for the APAC, the Asian Pacific area. Because those guys, especially in Australia and New Zealand, man, they're struggling. They don't have much going out there. You know, from what I've heard, their whole scene's been killed. I feel so bad for them. Because they've got to be watching in North America. Just, you know, we complained last year because we got 2-3 tournaments in the Black Ops 3 season. I think it would have been 3 or 4 if Orlando wasn't canceled in the end. And we're not including XP. And they're just like, damn, that's fucking cool. We didn't get shit. And they're probably looking at Europe now, just jerking themselves off. Like, oh my god. Oh man, I hope UMG Melbourne happens. I hope UMG Sydney happens. I hope, you know, I don't think they could play Call of Duty competitively in China. I know they got Call of Duty online. But UMG Beijing, like, MLG Beijing, MLG Hong Kong. So they don't have nothing out there. Europe doing great now. The events that are announced, the prize pools, and they suck. But it's a good entrance into getting up. Is it too little too late? Who knows? I know back in Advanced Warfare we had the international events where teams would come across. But I think for now, I think the European teams should probably play by themselves. Maybe 1 or 2 international events. Just, you know, maybe bring the fan base bigger. But I think they should have their own events. I think they should build their own fan bases over there. They don't need American team fan bases. Because the American teams are already got enough support. Granted, other than, you know, Optic Phase, Envy, Elevate. I mean, even Elevate, they're kind of on the... Anybody else doesn't really have a big following. I mean, they do, but they don't. Especially in other games, they do, but on Call of Duty, they don't. So, you know, that kind of sucks. But the top 4 teams, which are going to compete well at those international tournaments, already have the fan base. They don't need it. Granted, Optic has the biggest, but still, it's just... No, have Europe build their own fan base. That's really important, making it a global... a CWL, a Champions World League. So that's important to me, but I'm going off topic. Back to the competition playlist. Nothing you're competing for. And then it's also broken down into 5 games. You got Uplink, Hardpoint, CTF, Search, and Defender. They just added the competitive rule sets to it. They did Friendly Fire. I think that's it. I really don't. I know they changed CTF. They changed it to competitive CTF, which somewhat grateful for. Kind of shocked me when I was playing today. I didn't know how someone had 4 flags, and then it hit me. They actually changed the way that plays. Uplink in this game, not so fun for me. Hardpoint's Hardpoint. CTF, fun. That's the main one you'll see me. I'm an old school player. I like CTF. Search and Destroy, haven't touched it. Defender, that's kind of keep away. I don't like keep away games. I like VIP games, but I don't like keep away. But once again, they're not competing for anything, and it's just kind of shitty. With the Friendly Fire, you're just gonna get people who are trolling. They don't give a shit. They're gonna go in there. They hate. They like fucking with people. The variants are still in there. I know Activision's probably not gonna take variants out of there. That's not gonna happen. But variants gotta go. No ranking system, no real rule sets. Like I said, it's just 4v4s with now competitive rules. And I think the fact that you get to choose the game modes is honestly kind of, you know, that personally, you just heard me, I don't like playing in Uplink and I don't want to play Defender. But I'd like to be playing those against the same people I'm playing, if that makes any sense. Like if I get in a lobby, I smash someone in CTF, well maybe they're a better Uplink team than me. I mean, granted, I'm not playing an actual team. I'm just playing random people who click the playlist. But, you know, I want to see how someone plays in Hardpoint. I want to see how someone plays in CTF, because I just don't know. And if I was forced to play those, I'd probably play them more. But instead, I get the choice. I'm just going to keep playing CTF and Hardpoint. Mainly CTF. So, you guys, that's really... That's it, man. That's just me ranting. I don't know how I made a 14-minute rant, but... Seriously, there's got to be... What are we competing for? That's the big question. If someone starts arguing and say, competitive playlist, just say, if it's a competition playlist, what are we competing for? What are you competing for? Simple. Why is it so hard to put a ranking system in? And one last thing, I said this the other day, the biggest insult I see on Reddit towards Infinity Ward is, wow, they fixed the crypto key or whatever it's called in this game glitch, but they can't even add leaderboards. They're not adding leaderboards. Like I said, they know people aren't playing this game. There's some people who play. I mean, I'm trying to play it, but they know people aren't playing the game. so they're not going to show how many people are playing it. You could probably look at the bottom of Modern Warfare Remastered, and there's probably a good amount, or probably more, people who are active on there. I'll tell you that. And I mean, like, you can go to the bottom and you can see some people have played for XP, where people, you'll probably see a shit, like thousands on thousands who haven't even touched this game yet. You'll see, I'm not even that ranked up. I don't think I'm good at this game. In fact, I don't even know what weapons to use. I know I should be, paying attention to K-bars and whatnot. I know that stuff from reading Reddit. I just started using the K-bar in today's matches. But overall, I didn't know what weapons to use. I just fucking was trying out weapons. I wanted to see what was fun, what was good. But that's it for today, guys. As always, drop a like. Nah, just appreciate whatever you guys do for me. Have a good one. Sunshine out.